Welcome into the ESPNFC studio. I'm Dan Thomas, Shaka Hislop with me, as is Sebastian, Salazar and Ian Darke. Zlatan, always good for a quote, and this is an absolute belter. Talking about the quality of MLS, this is what Ibrahimovic had to say. MLS is not the level of Europe, to be honest. Before I played with players either on my level or close to it, which makes the game connect easier. Here, I'm like a Ferrari among Fiats. And it can happen that the Ferrari can become the Fiat, or the Fiat can become the Ferrari. I had the same issue with the national team, though not as much. I said, I don't accept it. I don't accept when the ball doesn't arrive or arrives too late. I want them to come up to my level. All of this makes me slow down a bit. The game here in America could be so much faster, so much more tactical, so much more rhythmic. Sebi, I feel drawn to you first to react to that.
Well, I love how Zlatan says Europe. Like, look, buddy, you didn't play in Europe. You played at Manchester United and PSG and AC Milan and Barcelona. So yeah, is it a surprise that from that elite level to any level, let alone Major League Soccer, there's going to be a drop? Sure. I'm not surprised at that at all, and I don't think Zlatan Ibrahimovic should be either. The other thing I would suggest is it's probably born out of some frustration. It's been very up and down this season for the LA Galaxy. Basically, the last 6 weeks have been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They've dropped in the standings. They're now third in the Western Conference, 12 points behind their city rivals, LAFC. So I don't make much of these quotes other than it's a guy who has a great propensity to give us a great quote in a frustrated moment.
Shaka, you played in MLS and you played in Europe.
Yeah.
Not for Barcelona or PSG.
No. But listen, I understand exactly what Zlatan is trying to say, and what he is saying in his own way, his own special way, is that the standout players, elite players in a club, in a league, has a responsibility to raise those around him. That's what you expect of that type of player. I played in my national team with Dwight York, and he faced similar frustrations. But it's his responsibility as the standout player to make those around him better. And that ultimately is what Zlatan is saying, albeit being Zlatan, it comes out a little bit more colourfully than that.
Ian, what did you make of these colourful comments?
Well, don't bite the hand that feeds you, I think is my first reaction to that. I mean, Zlatan is Zlatan. He's always going to shoot from the hip. He's going to tell it the way he sees it, and he's always going to be marquee value, and he's always going to be news as well. But I think he's being a little bit unfair, you know, because as Sebi said there, yeah, he played at a very high level in Europe. Yes, I don't think MLS is at the level of Europe's top 5 leagues, not yet. But it's a growing product. It's got its own narratives, its own dramas, and gets pretty good crowds. I mean, huge crowds, of course, in some of the venues like Seattle and Portland. So I think he's got to respect the product.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.